Welcome to the Seven Crosses series for Workers and Resources Soviet Republic, and we're picking up on the 30th of August 1977. And as usual, a big thank you for your comments and feedback. You guys give me so much to think about. Well, what can I say? The comments on the last video were pretty useful actually, and I'm just going to try and work through as many as I can remember. The first one is somebody actually pointed out that I was bringing workers up from down here to the fire station. But what I've actually done is I've now changed this route. Come to here, all related vehicles. You'll see what I've done is I've put, as suggested, is that I put the two minibuses delivering the fire trucks to here onto this area here, and what that should do is keep this equipped and ready to go. That's the first thing. Now somebody did kind of remind me that you can have 18 large fields associated with a farm. The problem with that calculation is it's often based on the principle that you've got really good combine harvesters and tractors. So when you're running through and you don't have the latest equipment, you need to be a little bit more conservative with the numbers of fields that you actually have allocated. Otherwise life can get a little bit difficult. Now at the moment we've got starting to fields here. I think at the moment we may have a bit of a problem here with respect to this fields here. In fact, I think I'm going to just remove this. I did allocate it. These have been auto detected. I want to take you off of here because we really need to make sure that these fields are actually, for this season, are under the jurisdiction of this farm. And what the other thing I've also done since the end of the last video is I've laid out this area here with various fields which hopefully we are going to be able to build. And then once I've got all this sorted, hopefully by the March next year, I can then split this up. But of course what we are going to need to do is bring in the equipment into here, which is going to cost money, which is then going to impact on my train exercise. Next thing somebody mentioned was somebody mentioned about putting some extra buses down to this rail construction site, and what I've actually done is I've put a route in here to actually Colville to bring in some of the extra workforce in from up here, rather than try and pull more from the start location. And hopefully that's going to give me the extra workers here. Now something also associated with the railway construction is I've just realized I made a bit of a mistake here, in the sense I laid two tracks here, but we've only got one track coming into here. So what I can do, oops, I'm not sure why that, we can take this track off here. That will save us a little bit of cash, because this is only going to be a one-way track round to here. And of course on this side, because I was expecting more coal trains, this has got a two-side connection, but to begin with this would be okay. So that will save me a little bit of cash from that perspective. So, and somebody actually mentioned the rail power connection. I've got power into the rail here. You can see, but of course it's not drawing any power at the moment. I think the problem here is that the buildings are isolating this section of track here, because there doesn't seem to be a pass through the actual depot. And again, we've got the same problem here. So the more I look at this building here, is the more I think, well, do I really need it, or is there a way that I can actually change this track to actually work down to here? The problem is that we'd have to bring a track off here to get down onto this lower line, and then bring up a track in here. Something I might look at going forward. The alternative is that I could expand this area here and put some train construction here. Now somebody did pass a comment about spending time building this area here. I'm not going to be building this up in the short term. This is very much a long-term project, but I just wanted to lay it out. And of course I took advantage of the fact that our road crews weren't particularly busy, so I've actually managed to get this sorted out. So we've actually got something here. We've got Colville main construction on it, so it should be okay. Now, somebody also provided me with a nice breakdown calculation with respect to this area here, showing how bad my mathematics is with respect to when I'm recording. And as they pointed out, that truthfully I can get enough fabric in here delivered into here to keep this clothes factory going pretty full bore. In fact, I'm just going to increase that a little bit more. But I think in the short term, I'm just going to leave it the way it is. The reason for that is that I need to pick up on the final comment which is I need to expand. And I think part of the problem at the moment is I keep getting bogged down with the detail in this area. And that means I'm not planning the long-term future of my economy. As somebody pointed out, I do really need to get out here and start getting the oil up and running. And that's something I do want to do. I've actually bought the excavator and the bulldozer. I don't know where you are. Oh, he's in there. He's just kind of hidden away a bit. Because what I'm thinking is that I know I want to build the main town here. I'm kind of starting to look a little bit about this area here, or whether we can build a suburb which will then provide the support and protection to keep driving through here. And that's something I do want to do. These guys are still working on this road here, which is good. They're pushing out the road system, and I think if I can get a small suburb here which can act as a support center, that would then possibly allow me to jump virtually all the way out here. Because the alternative is that we build the new town here and feed off the border from this point here. But that could be a little bit tricky, especially with the fact the speed we're building the roads out here. A small suburb, something in here might actually work. Now, before we get into that, I just want to talk about two things. Well, one thing I've already done, which is the rail connection, which I've deleted. The second thing is the orphanage, which I put in, which got built during the last part, if I can find it. I think it's here. Is it here? Yeah, here's the orphanage. And one thing I've found with the orphanage is that you definitely got to supply food and clothes to it. It keeps complaining. What I find is the pupils don't seem to respond to loyalty. You can see here. So what we're going to need to do is increase this to 22. As you can see outside here, I've got children who now want to get into the orphanage, but we don't actually have the staff for them. And that actually is a potential problem, because these children outside are effectively picking up very low loyalty. I think inside, well, again here, they're not really learning anything at the moment. So this is something I want to keep an eye on, because you would have thought that, I mean, maybe small children don't actually pick up anything here, because none of them seem to have 1%. And some of these are quite old. I mean, they're 17 years of age. So this could be an issue with respect to here. I mean, I've kind of fiddled around with this to try and get some propaganda, but I would have thought that if you increase the propaganda here, that would actually increase the upbringing level. But all I seem to have got at the moment is, I mean, if you kind of move things around, that increases it. Preference for alcohol seems to give a little bit of a problem. Enthusiasm for sport, so you can see it says resulting up level. I'm not sure exactly how this works. We've got a little bit more there, but you can see it changes as things go forward. But so I'm not exactly too sure what's going on here. But so we just have to keep an eye on it going forward. Overall, the harvest is going pretty well here. I think we're looking pretty good. The money's coming in as well. Again, we're just going to try and get as much into the situation as possible. Just want to make sure. Yeah, we got a reasonable amount of coverage here. Kind of inclined to add. Let's see what the fuel situation is. It's not brilliant, but then again, we are the gas station. You've got a little bit of a slot here. I think what I am going to do is actually deliver some fuel to the fire station here. And no, we'll keep it 50% full. I'm assuming that these guys don't do anything. Now over here, we are slowly putting this together. We've built this, but I don't want any workers in here at the moment because they don't actually have anything to do, because they don't have the connection. So we're just going to shut that down. Up here, the gas station has now got fuel. That means that what we'll have is the trucks going around here won't come back to keep coming down to this small gas station here. But we're going to leave that there in the short term. And you can see we've also got another quarry up here. I don't think we're actually going to need that to put an excavator in there just yet. Now before we get into doing some planning, I just want to have a quick check and see what these guys are actually building. I think what we can do is start putting together this conveyor belt system so that we can, the idea is to start off by having both of these feeding into here. I know it won't be that efficient, and then of course eventually we'll get a second aggregate store here, and then we can work on actually putting these together. Up here, I'm not sure what the road crew are working on. I don't think they've got a lot to do. They've got an unfinished road here. Actually, just speed the game up a little bit now. I think we can start whizzing along a little bit now. I think what I will do is put in some... I don't really want to do that connection. I think we'll put that in there. It'll cause a little bit of disturbance, but the vehicles can go around here. Eventually we'll asphalt through here. And now we're just going to shoot over to Colville and see what's going on over here. See, these guys are just building these flats here. So, and again, this is when someone posted about expanding to the oil area. This is the reason why I want to go in two directions, because we've got this office here. Actually, we'll just assign you there to build the technical office. Yeah, so we got this office is over here, can work on the building. You know, and the theory is that these offices can actually work on building out here, and then the one on the other side can push out the opposite way. That's the idea anyway. You've only got, so you're working on tiny construction office. Where are you? Oh yeah, we need that built as well so that we can get the excavators and everything else out here. And so I'm a bit inclined to assign, I know it's a long way out, but we're just going to keep the slow burn going. And I think we're just get that road connection into here, because I would like to get this, because this would be the first of our 7 crosses, and by having this out here, what I'm hoping is that we can get some more farm land going here as well. This one is really long. And of course we got this whole collection of stuff in here. Actually, I think what I will do is, these guys are, whoops, you've only got a few jobs. I think what we can do is you can give a bit of an assist out here. Can't build that because it's not really connected at the moment, although for some strange reason, why is this, we build that, they're probably building from this side. You can see we got lots and lots of here. Got a feeling we might need more workers out here to keep the the meat production, but at the same time as we don't really have a meat shortage. And you can see here we're getting lots and lots of cattle coming in. These ranch fields seem to be pretty efficient with respect to keeping this area busy. In fact, in some ways they're more efficient than the actual livestock farms. Although at the moment the livestock farms, well, we got some crops coming into it. Let me just see. So, generally going okay. Got this being built as well. We got expansion for our. Let's just pin this sidebar again. So we got 710 over 21s because what I want to do is start growing the population simply because we're going to need to expand out this way. And I think we can now start working on this area. I'm just going to pause the game because when I'm planning, I like to be able to concentrate and not worry about what's going on outside. Now, this isn't exactly flat. Maybe we should start actually working on this area here. This road's built, so we can start planning around this hub, because in theory the amount of traffic coming through here should be quite small. So if we, oops, thank you game. Just see, yeah, I mean we've got a reasonably flat area here going through into there, which is a little bit more. So if we build this side, yeah, I think we start our initial settlement here. So we'll just turn that off. Of course, the first thing we need is the ubiquitous shopping mall. I must admit, I really like some of the shops you get in here. And there was quite a big one that was quite useful, and I can't remember what it was now. I want a Tudor market, a small shopping centre. We want a fairly big shopping centre here. I think this is the one, is it, Scott? Yeah, I think this is the one I used in my Great Divide. Because you can kind of put it like that. And you've got two nice factory connections here. Okay. Actually, if we put it that way round, we can actually use all three. So we're just going to put that in there. And the question is, what was the... This holds 35 tons of food, 35 tons of clothes, 24. It's a little bit short with respect to the meat store. My instinct is to put cargo station in, say, about here, like that. We can put something so we can unload directly into the store, and then what I would like out here is a freezer type base operation, like something like that. How much meat does this store? Still 16 tons of meat. I think that would be enough for this area. Wait, can you oblige me by hooking to there? Wait, I want it on the closest one, like that. If we put that in there, and we should in theory be able to deliver to here to drop off to there. So what we should be able to do, actually, I've just had a thought. We're just going to hold off on that at the moment. So we've got this here, and then I think hospital wise we'll just use the state infrastructure emergency. We're going to need a hospital, so we can put the hospital on this side. It's nice and close in, like that. There. Of course, we're going to need the ubiquitous fire station, which I think were put. Oops. We're going to need to provide fire coverage to there. This road is built, so we're going to put the fire station about here, because it doesn't have to be in the city centre, and there's no point trying to provide fire coverage out here because everything is too far away. So we got this area here, and then I think we're going to need a bus station in the center. Actually, my instinct is to, rather than put the, not exactly sure what a bus platform is, just get in here. Actually quite like the idea of that actually. Actually, if we put it on this side, I think that will connect in quite nice, won't it? So we'll put quite a big bus platform here, like that. The only trouble is it's only got the one entrance. Actually, I think we're going to put a small one in. I think this is 230 people. If we got 230 people stood around, that's going to be an issue. And then we'll go out that way to give. Oops. So we've got the shopping mall, that there. I think I would like to make this into a commercial area. So we got the hospital, we got the shopping mall. I don't really want education in here as such. Beyond that, we could put a university in the center because that would mean that people can travel from areas outside. Yeah, I think if we put a university in, again, it's going to go with my small downtown university. This is enough room for 100 students, 900 students. How come that's so small? With it requires a lot of steel. That's 300 students. It's more than the Lenin University. 200, 24, 150. God, oh, these are quite small actually. Oh, that's a bit over the top, but 175 tons of steel. That actually attracts me. No, maybe that is a bit too big. Let me just see. I'm looking for something. Okay, what's the technical university here? That might be a bit more in keeping actually, I think. So put that just about there, like that. And just accept that. So we got a technical university here, got the hospital there, and of course once this is finished, we're actually put the footpaths in. Of course, the other thing we're going to need to consider is now monuments. I don't want to keep on just building red stars. I think we'll put something a little bit more modest. Actually, we could put it there, couldn't we? No. Bus stop here. Actually, we could just get it. That would have struck that footpath. I think what we'll do is we'll just drop this in here, kind of just to mark the city centre. That would give us the monument. Now, of course, the other thing we got to consider now is secret police, which is another consideration that we need. I think it's time we built our first. Wow, that's big. I'm gonna put the secret police. How big are you? You've got 30 employees. Small one, secret police, 40. Ministry of State Security. Wow. That might be. We might use that somewhere else. I think at the moment we'll just put you in about here. Actually, we'll put the secret police here, like that. We I mean, this is going to be a fairly large town because we're going to have the 2 coal mines up here, which will be, what's it, 600, 1200 workers. We got some production that needs to be done over here. We'll probably be producing other stuff as well. I think we've got enough here to be going on with, because of course we can't build that much at the moment. So we're just going to let the game run forward now and see how things are going. One thing I didn't check was my train guy. It would be really brilliant to be able to get this sorted. What are you working on at the moment? I think they're working out this way. I just saw, okay, we got a new vehicle here, the Ural 4320. And we've got this working together. Certainly want to start, definitely finish off asphalting through here, because yeah, things aren't that brilliant. Come back up here. Right, while that's going, is there anything else? This needs to be finished. Of course it needs steel, goes without saying. Yeah, how is my steel mill going? Let me just see. Yeah, iron. Because of course it's all jammed up in the border. This is the reason why I'd really like to get everything going. This gonna need steel as well. I think once we get the train over here, it's going to make a very big difference. Here's our little train truck here doing his thing. What you should do is push on to here and carry on, and hopefully it'd be great if he ran all the way through to there, but I doubt it. So we just see. No, he's still going. I don't think he's got much left in the way of prefabs. He might just make it. Oh, building's on fire. He's running out. He's probably running out of workers. Yep. What's that fire? I'm a bit worried about that. Yeah, the fire guys are on it. We're looking good. Yeah, I'd be very tempted to actually import some steel, but the problem is we've already got a big enough queue here without actually adding to it. How is my economy going? Yeah, I mean we're kind of making about 200,000 a month at the moment. And of course the big import is iron, steel, electronic components, and exports were, you see there, power, fuel, doing quite well with fuel as well, clothes, bricks and boards. So overall we're doing pretty well. I think what I'm going to do now is we're going to come over and take a more in-depth look over here now. Again, we can start. We're still building this area here. I'm just going to let the game run slowly while we kind of put in here. Now this is going to be our town centre with an expansion this way. Actually, I'm going to leave the town at the moment. What I would like to do is actually find the iron ore. I know it's a bit of a long range run, but I think if I can put the iron mines in, that will actually help with the I don't want fossil fuels, we want metallurgy still. But what I'm going to do is try and put in, wow. Okay, you're probably not going to allow to let me place anything, are you? What we got here, iron, so we got lots of speckled type iron here, which is I mean, the advantage with this is that, yeah, we're not, you have 37% there. I thought I had some better patches of oil here, or iron here. Iron isn't as good as I thought it was. That's because the iron's actually outside the map. Probably get some good resources there. We got 40% there, 39. We got potential iron mine there at 40%. Another one. What we're going to have to do is put some multiple iron in. I made a real mess up with this map, didn't I? You got there. This is going to be 39%. So I think what we're going to have to do is group the iron mines in fairly tight. Because it won't tell me I've got no excavate, so we could put one up here. This would probably be pretty good. We know we can get an iron mine there. This one we could get 40. I saw 33 there. Where's it? 45, 48. Let's get this in here. Just zoom in a bit here. Come on, game. You were giving me a reading just now. Sit there. So come down here. So we probably got potential for there. Now, of course, these will possibly overlap a little bit here, but I think we'll be okay. So we got 2 mines here, which we can then, and what we can do is think about the road connection here. So if we can get a road connection through, we got a massive great mound in the middle. We curve up there and across here. What I'm looking to do is make a connection that will make a connection to there, possibly a connection to there. It actually formally connects up the iron mines. I'm just going to accept that. That's going to be good. I don't think I'm going to be able to do much more out here until is this finished. Okay. What we need to do now is go all the way over to here, and we have really long distance to haul. But one way we can actually do that, get around this, is by an open hole. We'll get a good quality open hole. Here we are. We got one here. It cost me 95,000. But I think we can use that somewhere else later on. And then we're just going to buy. Any bulldozer we got? Yes. I'm going to buy the bulldozer. Let the game run. And then you. Oops. And then we're all the way out to here, and you can deliver the bulldozer out to here. And then what we'll do, this is how I got the what we call it's out to the over here, the excavator and bulldozer out to here. But I actually assigned the actual open hole to a construction office. I think what I might do is just keep it in here for the moment, so that when I want to push out other buildings, because the distances are getting so great. I mean, to allow a bulldozer or a excavator to come all the way out here by their own would take ages. So what we'll do is probably keep that open hole in our vehicle depot for the moment, just to be able to get that going. How these guys are going. What's up with you? There's no mechanism. I think there might be a problem with the, probably because everything is away. So if we assign you, what you can do is actually use ordinary workers there. I mean, it's one of the problems with working at long range, especially laying asphalt roads. We built this here, so these guys are, you're allocated to it. You're allocated to it as well. So who else is working on this? What we might do is put Nicomo Large on here as well. And they can use their dumpers to keep things going. And we're on the 11th of October. We still don't seem to be picking these fields up as well as I was hoping I would. See, these trucks are still kind of sat around doing nothing. These are still growing. Did we get off to a slow start then with respect to the harvesters? Yeah, we're definitely going to need this operational next season so that we can get some stuff out there. But it's a bit of a tedious process delivering once you get to a certain distance. What are you doing? You out of workers again? Yeah, it's probably no workers. Look, no workers. Probably because we don't have workers up here. It's a little bit of a pain in the neck. Yeah, we are getting short of workers here. Last chance to buy. Well, all we can do is just wait and see how well that goes. He's actually coming back now. I think what happens is if you don't have enough workers out there for a certain period of time, the train actually returns and waits till there are workers. New type of vehicle available. It's a road crane. I mean, I do need to start trying to upgrade my vehicles, but once we've got the rail sorted, it's going to make a big difference. I mean, it's not that much left to build. It's just going to take a little while to get things done. Let me just see if I can push. We only got 20 working in here. We don't have anyone working on this field. Take that field down. It's probably the orphanage is taking some of that. It says children in care. We don't seem to be getting. None of these children seem to be. How can you say? Moving forward. What's the? Oh yeah, the other thing also I've forgotten all about is radio. We've got our radio station here. We get some. I'm not sure whether we got to set it to propaganda. Yeah, I don't understand that. Why if we? Okay, we can start. We've got to set this to. I think at the moment we're. If we set it to there, that's going to give us a 0.65% increase in our things. Yeah. But it's of course we don't have. Not everybody's got electronics. Let's just see. Is there actually a? It'd be really great if there was an overlay for. We've got no. Ah, there is a overlay for loyalty. I'm sure that wasn't there before. Got about 40 odd percent here, 38%. So we do need to improve this more. Hopefully the radio will have that effect. And probably see what the loyalty is like over here. Well, the loyalty is a lot better over here by the look of it. There's only a few at an average of 38%. 40%, 41%. I'm not exactly sure where the game gets 42% from. Unless some of these 41s are like slightly higher. How are we doing in Foodville? The Foodville is brilliant. Obviously, all our party members are really super loyal here. I'm not exactly sure why these guys are, unless it's just in relation to the overall population, or maybe the population down here resent the secret police. I can't really push this up any higher because we wouldn't get enough workers. So I suppose all we can do is just wait and allow the loyalty to kind of move through the system. I mean, the average is pretty good. But hopefully by now these guys are... Send the big truck back. What have you got? Because we need an excavator out here. We're going to send you back to the what we call it, depot, and then you can pick up an excavator, and that means that we'll be able to work out of here a lot more efficiently and get this laid out. But that won't be for this video. I'm aware time is actually pushing on. Actually, let me just see. Oh, you've just got the one unfinished road. I think I would like got this built here. I think we're going to give it guys this short length of road here, because if they build that, that would give us a small scope to plan this road here. We get this built, we can start planning a road out here. Kind of thinking, let me just get rid of you. We'll just you out there. Get rid of the from the church, and then we're. I think we just take you straight out like that. That part. View. What's going on here? How can that? Okay, I'll take it. From resources. Ah, so if you've got it open, that's very useful to know. If you've got it open, you get the full ability to cancel. If you close, you only get the minor version. Right, that is really good to know. Because if I'm doing lots of planning, knowing that that option is available would be very useful. How are we doing over here? Not really putting in these roads here. This is built. Certainly would like to build this. As this actually finished this road here, I think what we're going to try and do is get these guys out, assisting out here now. I know it's long range, but I really feel that if we're going to take advantage of the situation. Where are you? Yeah, fire crews on that. That's good. I think we're just zap all that lot out there. Yeah, it's the steel that's the problem. We've got just over 2 million now. So it's just I think it's just going to be a question of patience. So I think this is where I'm going to leave it. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you found it interesting. And until next time, whatever you do, enjoy your gaming.